Okay, we're live. Ooga fucking Ooga cunts, and welcome to the Snatchcast, formerly known as the Cunt Stream. Today we're going to talk about how social justice has infected, poisoned comedy. You know, with recent comedians. I use this term very loosely, by the way. You see the fucking what's her name? That Australian cunt, Demi Lardner, whatever the fuck her name is. Oh, and by the way, we do have a new co-host. Our former one has taken is it permanent Schmeckle or a temporary leave of absence?
Schmeckle. This once her medical shit kind of subsides.
Okay, we have Nicolette from Haba Supremacy. Say hi.
Hello. Hi. I guess I'm filling in then. So
yeah,
yep.
She's the new co-host here, and maybe occasionally her boyfriend will jump in and say something.
Yep.
And maybe Brockus will be joining us. Maybe, I'm not quite sure yet. So, I'll ask you, Nicolette, when did you notice social justice slowly starting to poison, I guess, comedy?
It's kind of weird for me because, like, it kind of just happened, it seemed, for me, because I didn't pay too much attention to it. And then around 2016, I was just like, what's going on now? Like, why is everyone so concerned with, like, if you don't like comedians, then just don't listen to them. You know what I mean?
George Carlin would be rolling in his fucking grave right now. There's actually a case in Canada where there was a comedian, Quebec, I believe. I can't fucking remember the guy's name right now.
I know who you're talking about, I think.
I do know he did get sued for telling a joke at his own comedy show.
And I can't remember his name either.
Hi, Brockus. How you doing?
Who dares disturb my slumber? Oh, it's just you.
But I know, so back to the comedian from Canada. He actually got sued. Mind you, the people who sued him were not at his show. They weren't there. They saw a video of it or some shit and decided to sue him for emotional damages. Something like that. There's another one. There's a bunch of charges. He got charged thousands of fucking dollars. Lost the court case, by the way. He was forced to pay. Why? Because he told a fucking joke that offended people that weren't even there. Because, fuck logic. Fuck just ignoring the comedian you don't like. Let's just sue them all. Don't bother going to their comedy shows anymore. Just watch a video online and decide that it has traumatized you and proceed to sue them.
Yep, sounds about right. I mean, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name. But it wasn't some ridiculous amount of money. It was like $150,000 or something.
Yeah, something like that. The guy, I believe, last I heard, and I haven't heard any updates since, was he was trying to actually fight this again, appeal the fact that he was fucking forced to pay a bunch of fucking money. There's Americans saying, well, we in America we have free speech. It's like, okay, well, technically in Canada we do too, or at least Mike Ward.
Yeah, Mike Ward. That's right.
That was the guy. It was what was that kid? Anyway, the joke was something like he thought there was this kid. I think his name was Jeremy something. Went to sing for some sports team that I don't give a shit about, and Mike Ward made a remark or joke saying, "I thought he was dying, but he's just fucking ugly," or something like that. Okay, now it's kind of a dick move to make fun of a kid. However, at the end of the day, it's still just a fucking joke. And one joke in a video that you honestly didn't have to watch and your child didn't have to watch, it's not going to have that much of a negative effect on your life. There was, I think, moral damages was one of the other things he got sued for. I didn't even know you could sue people for moral damages, but okay.
Yeah, it's getting out of control. Like, if you don't like something, just don't watch it. You know, you have a choice.
Why don't I figure out? Okay, I do. Yeah, I can screen share. I think if it will. There we go. Someone let me screen share so I can play the Duckman video. I don't know. I can't tell when I'm screen sharing, so someone's gonna have to fucking tell me.
It's up.
Because
Thank
you're
you.
just plain like
I'll
him,
restart
right?
it from the beginning. Thanks, autoplay.
I know you all came here to see Iggy Catalpa because you think he's funny, because you like his style, because you're just plain like him, right?
I hate that
But you just think you do because you were manipulated into thinking you do by him, King Chicken. He did it the same way they manipulate us into buying toothpaste, car wax, even politicians. All prepackaged, the least offensive, most appealing alternative. But it's precisely when humor is offensive that we need it most. Comedy should provoke. It should blast through prejudices, challenge preconceptions. Comedy should always leave you different than when it found you. The rebel seems roused. Sure, humor can hurt, even alienate. But the risk is better than the alternative. A steady diet of innocuous, childproof, flavorless mush. Demand to be challenged, to be offended, to be treated like thinking, reasoning adults. And raise your children to be the same. Don't let a comedian, a network, a congressional committee, or an evil genius take away your freedom to laugh at whatever you want.
That was it. I like Duckman.
I love that.
Oh my god. There we go. But yeah, what did you think of that, Graucus and Nicolette?
I'll let her go first because I got a lot to say.
Okay. Well, all I was gonna say is it kind of reminds me of I don't know why I do this to myself. I guess I just like to torture myself, but I like to listen to like feminist comedians to see what they have to say. Yeah, there's a whole podcast called The Crimson Wave, and it's all about periods and stuff like that.
Why?
You really hate yourself.
I know, but they say things like comedy doesn't have to be like, it doesn't even have to be they say like it doesn't have to be offensive and people shouldn't go to shows like that, and we can just joke about things like food and periods. I'm like, really? Like, that's what it's come to now? We're going to limit ourselves to talk about inanimate objects? And every period joke that they tell is just really bad. Like, it just gets gross. At some point, you just got to be like, it's too much.
To be fair, food can be fucking hilarious. John Panay made an entire career on being a fat guy who made a lot of food jokes. So they have it. Oh, only that is something I can get behind. Like, it doesn't have to be offensive. It could be something about food. Well, John Panay is a fucking perfect example of how that's actually true. It could be about periods. Amy Schumer is a perfect example of how that's not remotely even fucking true.
Yeah, the two comedians who I was talking about before, they attacked, well, they were upset about Aaron Berg having he had a comedy show, I think it was back in March or February of this year, and they called it White Guys Matter as like a joke. And so then, yeah, they went after him for that. And then they ended up going on a podcast together and trying to talk it out, but it didn't work out very well.
You know, one of the biggest problems I've usually had when it comes to comedy is if you don't like a comedian's sense of humor, if you don't like his jokes, you can just walk away. Listen to something else. Watch something else. You don't have to fucking sit there. Oh my God, that joke with the offensive. I'm going to have to report you. I don't know to who, but I'm going to report you. I'm going to call the cops. He said he made a black joke. How dare he make a black joke? I've made plenty of black jokes. The last stand-up show I did was actually in some rundown-ass bar out in fucking middle of nowhere. And it is a shitload of black jokes because one of my ex-girlfriends is a half black chick. And I made every black person in that audience laugh their fucking ass off. I thought I was going to get jumped at some point. No, people were walking up to me and saying, fuck, dude, you're fucking hilarious. I was like, oh my God, I thought I was going to get stabbed because of all the damn jokes I said, because I'm a white boy. I might be twice their size, but clearly they have no fear in their eyes. There was one dude while I was doing my stand-up looking at me with this sort of, man, I'm gonna fucking kill you. But 5 seconds into it, I made a notice of him because of how he was looking at me, and he started cracking the fuck up, and I felt way better. But all these fucking people just complaining about how, oh, it's offensive, oh, the joke is offensive, how dare you can't say black jokes if you're white. Fuck you, that audience tells me different. If it's funny, it's fucking funny. If it's not funny, then shut the fuck up. Move on. Clearly comedy is not your fucking forte. There's actually an entire video, I think, where Poisoning the Well critique a video from Lele Pons. And the whole point of the video is to basically show why the jokes don't work. And even though comedy is subjective, why certain jokes and certain stories, I suppose you could say with Lele Pons, why they just don't fucking work in comedy. And it's actually quite brilliant. I highly recommend everybody check it out.
It's kind of actually really sad when you see a comedian performing a live show in front of a shitload of people and you just see them struggling. Depending on the comedian. If it's like a really bad comedian, no, I don't really feel sorry for them. Like with feminist comedians, don't really feel sorry for you. With the ones that, you know, they're funny, they're just having an off day and none of their jokes are landing and they're like fucking, looks like they're drowning. Yeah, I feel sorry for those guys.
You know who was one of my favorite female comedians for like the longest time? Lisa Lampanelli. The woman was vicious, unapologetic, mean, and kind of a slut. Like basically Amy Schumer's entire shtick is just Lisa Lampanelli part 2. That's all it is. Like Lisa was making these jokes about her fucking pussy and how much of a slut she is and how much of a whore she is and stuff like that. But here's the difference. When Amy Schumer does those jokes, they're not funny. They're not fucking, I don't know what it is. The delivery, the fact that I've heard that joke from Lisa's mouth already, like 5 years ago. The fact that I know that bitch fucking stole Patrice O'Neal's stand-up routine a couple of times. Like, she doesn't write her own fucking shit, and that's one of the things that pisses me off. She's not actually funny. So I'm not sure exactly what it is with Amy Schumer that makes me go, no, you're a failed comedian and shit.
The thing with Amy Schumer is she steals other people's jokes that are funny and manages to make them extremely unfunny.
Yeah, it's I think it's the way she delivers it that makes it just like, that was fucking funny 5 years ago when Lisa Lampanelli made that joke. For some reason, you've made me cringe at the joke of fucking a professional athlete. I don't know why. It just is. It's just how it is.
There is someone, I can't remember who the fuck recommended her, but her specials on Netflix. Her name's Ali Wong. She got a lot of backlash from feminists because she said that feminism is the worst thing that has ever happened to women.
It is. It really is.
Not wrong.
Wait, I wonder if I can find the clip. I'm gonna mute myself while I go find this clip. Brock, say something. I don't know.
Comedy is dying, and it's all feminism's fault. It's all SJW's fault. It's PC culture's fault. Everybody who's sitting there and actually fucking bitching and complaining about this joke was offensive, you're the reason why fucking comedy is dying. I don't give a shit which side of the political spectrum you're on. You're the reason why fucking comedy is dying. You're the reason why people get booed off stage. You're the reason why comedians have actually been in the news a lot, because they made a fucking dick joke in front of women. Oh my God! How dare Louis C.K. think he can come back after jerking off in front of a bunch of women? Oh, he didn't find those stories funny. He didn't rape anyone. He didn't fucking beat anyone to death or anything like that. He asked women back to his hotel room and jerked off in front of them. Not on them, in front of them. I don't know how to explain how tame that is in comparison to what Harvey Weinstein was doing, but they are definitely not in the same category. Granted, I'm not a fan of Louis C.K. right now because his little bitch-ass cuckiness fucking just cucked to the fucking left as soon as, you know, there was a little bit of controversy. Like, oh, well, they eventually convinced oh my God, who's the comedian that said he's never going to do a college show again? Seinfeld. They convinced Seinfeld to never go to fucking college campuses again and do an actual stand-up show because they took all of his jokes and way out of fucking proportion. Just killed every single joke he had. So,
I can't find the clip because Netflix is gay and they only want their official shit on there. But anyways, she took a jab at feminism, and the feminists lost their shit. The thing about Ali Wong is she's not even an anti-feminist. She made a joke, and they fucking turned on her. It was a funny joke, too. She said basically, women used to be able to fucking stay at home all day and, take care of the kids, do all that shit, and watch soap operas. Feminism came along and decided, yes, we need to liberate women. We need to push them into the workforce. And she's like, we had it so good. We had it so good.
Yeah, that's not even really offensive I don't see how that's offensive at all, to be honest.
It's kind of true, though. Women did have it really fucking good. And maybe people will disagree. But a lot of the time they got to stay at home. They didn't have to work. They could work part-time. They didn't have to because the man was the one who took care of the entire family. So women did have it good.
So you're saying that you don't want to be the CEO of a company? How dare you?
I actually really fucking don't. If you look at statistics, women are actually a lot less happy now. Women who stay at home are a lot happier than those career women, the career moms, or the women who don't even have children and they still have careers. They are fucking
I think that makes perfect sense. I mean, if you can just stay at home and not work, that's got to be preferable to working.
Well, actually, women who work part-time are happier than both stay-at-home moms and career women.
Huh. Well, that's strange.
Not really. It's like they still want to feel useful to society, I guess, but not overwork themselves. And
that's why porn exists.
And they want to be able to spend time with the children. Working part-time allows women to both work and contribute to society as well as have time to take care of the children and do the housework and all that other stuff.
That makes sense to me. That seems like the perfect situation.
Yes.
Because you do need a break sometimes, I don't have kids yet, but I can't imagine, how stressful it would be.
I actually lost a friend over pointing out these statistics. She fucking lost her shit on me. And then eventually I found out the reason she lost her shit on me was because she is a career woman who does not have children, but she still has a career. Excuse me. She bit my head off. We used to be friends and now we are not. It's kind of depressing to have a huge falling out over literally stating statistics. And I even cited the study that talked about this. She was like foaming at the mouth, sending me feminist mommy blogs.
Wow.
Statistics and feminist mommy blogs are equally legitimate. You gotta look at both sides, Leaf.
I've had friends be doxxed on the internet for pointing out stuff like that. So I didn't realize how serious these people take it, but they take it to the point where if they see something that they're offended about, that they'll want to ruin your life over it.
The thing is, I was so confused. This chick claimed to be like anti-SJW kind of thing, and it threw me off when she got mad at me. She, Ian, right? Nicolette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, well, she also used to be friends with Ian.
I guess not anymore.
Ian was paying to keep her website up or whatever. She wasn't using it, so Ian stopped paying. She lost her shit on him, too, for that. It's just like, well, if you're not using the site he's paying to keep up, why the fuck would he keep paying?
Yeah, that's a waste of money.
It is.
You definitely need to keep paying the bill to this thing that I clearly am not using, you fucking piece of shit!
It's just like, and like even when, they had their falling out first, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna, she just seemed to have a problem with me. And one day I made the horrible mistake of posting facts on Twitter.com. How dare I point out that female happiness has declined significantly, as much as people would like to deny that it has. and they're like, well, women have to work careers. It's like, not really. No, part-time jobs are a thing.
Women are happier than they ever have been. Your skin, your weight, your hairstyle, the fucking various metal holes in your face, and your attitude all tell me differently, young lady.
But no, you can't survive on a single income household really anymore unless you're somehow filthy fucking rich. And you don't just need to have both parents working, but generally speaking, you need both parents working. You should not put your child in daycare for too long. That actually has some negative effects on a kid. But some daycare is okay, which is why I think working at least one parent working part-time is fine. It doesn't necessarily have to be the woman. It could be the dude, but one parent working at least part-time, and then the rest of the time going towards the child.
Yeah, I agree because I heard some people talking about this before, and apparently if you leave your kid in daycare for more than 32 hours a week or something, or it's around that amount, then it's the same as, like, the child feels the same as being abandoned.
Yeah, and they actually develop behavioral issues. There's some pros and cons. Obviously, putting your child in daycare does, it's beneficial to their social skills. It actually improves them. However, the longer time they spend in daycare, the more they act out, the more issues they have with their behavior. They're kind of bratty. So you just need to find a middle ground.
Yeah, and otherwise, like, the kid won't have any bond with their parents. So then when they become teenagers and they act out, the parents are like, I don't know what happened. What went wrong?
You didn't raise your fucking kid. You let someone else do it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I had someone try to compare school to daycare. It's like, no, but Kate, at school, they're going to learn. There's no one holding their fucking hand and, we're trying to raise them to teach them right from wrong. That's not the teacher's job. It's your job to parent your kid. At daycare, you're going there to essentially play. You don't learn much at a daycare. They teach you some basic stuff, but really you're going there to be babysat, essentially.
Yeah. You're just going there because the parents can't be there, basically.
There's a lot of people that homeschool their children too, because some of the public schools are really, really horrible. Private schools aren't always that much better either. Yeah,
when I was younger, I didn't know like anything about that. There's like this like stigma against homeschool, like that you're not going to have any social skills or anything like that if you go to homeschool. But it turns out like it doesn't really matter too much. Like that doesn't really affect you that much.
Yeah. So. Back to the comedy thing. I think
we digressed out of that. There was one thing I did want to mention. What do you think of what happened to Norm Macdonald? I know it's not totally related, but I know he had an interview that came out. I think it was this morning. And he made some comments that people weren't too happy about.
I fucking missed all of that. Can you fill me and everybody else in?
Yes. So the reporter kind of came at him with an agenda. I think it was the Hollywood Report.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and they asked him like questions about Trump. This was supposed to be about his new Netflix special. That's what the interview was supposed to be about. But they started asking him like political questions, and they asked him about, or he had ended up mentioning Roseanne Barr and Louis C.K., and he was kind of saying like, I guess not really defending their actions, but defending them, I guess. And so people didn't like that. And then when he was asked about the Me Too movement, he basically said that it's getting out of control. And then, but now he was kind of forced to apologize. Let me find that tweet, because he basically apologized about it, even though he didn't really have anything to apologize about because he's not wrong. So
should not be apologizing. You really need to stop buckling down when you do that. When you bow down to these people, when you fucking cave in to their demands, they see you as a pushover. They see it as, yeah, we can keep doing this to this person because they'll listen to what we say.
Yeah, it's pretty much once you've actually kowtowed to them, they will realize that that they can get you to do anything they want. So they will keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and they will keep demanding more and more from you, and it'll get more and more ridiculous as time goes on. And it always starts with just a simple apology. Yeah, understandably, to the people out there who are probably arguing like, it's just an apology, who's it hurting? Me, bitch. It's hurting me. Okay? Emotionally, I'm dying inside because I apologize for something that I fucking really stand by. If I actually say, you're the reason why comedy is dying, I'm going to stand by that. I'm not going to fucking apologize for my words. And because you want me to apologize, that's what's going to cause me to not apologize that much more. Because you demand it. Fuck you for demanding anything of me like that. Now, I would apologize if I really did do something that actually was, fucked up. Like, say I got a little too intoxicated in public and ended up punching some poor fucking dude because he was standing there. Mind you, this has happened. I'll apologize for that. Granted, the guy wasn't random. He was a
You're a
friend of mine.
horrible person, Brockus.
He was standing there. I don't know what possessed me to want to lash out at him, but I punched him. It wasn't in the face. It was just randomly. I can't remember if it was the arm or the chest. It was somewhere in that general region. He was pretty pissed, but I did apologize, and we were fine afterwards. Still,
forgiven Brockus the soul.
You know what? Fuck him. He shouldn't have been standing there.
So
did you get the tweet?
Yeah.
Were you able to screen share?
I'm not sure. I don't have. I'm not logged into my Twitter on my computer.
Oh.
Shane is, but I'll just read it. It's his pinned tweet right now. He said, Roseanne and Lewis have been very good friends of mine for many years. They both made terrible mistakes, and I would never defend their actions. If my words sounded like I was minimizing the pain that their victims feel to this day, I am deeply sorry. And I'm like, what victims did Roseanne have? Like, what did Roseanne do that she had victims? She just said people didn't like.
I know what she did. And everybody completely lost their shit. She compared, what the fuck was, I don't even remember the girl's name. I don't really care. She compared
extremely light-skinned, coffee-looking chick.
Yeah.
She compared her to one of the apes in Planet of the Apes. Now, I've seen a side-by-side photo comparison. She's not wrong. And it has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with the race. Really, it's the hairstyle, the clothing, even the facial structure. I know that sounds really bad, but she's not wrong.
Yeah, and then she even said, didn't she say later, she's like, I didn't even know what her race was. I just compared her because she looked like her.
Nobody cared about her race. Just look like the person. And it turned out she happened to have some black in her or whatever, and everybody lost their shit screeching racism. I was like, wait a minute. So if she was not black at all, that wouldn't have been racist. Is that what this is? I think if you look at that and you think, oh, she's calling black people monkeys, maybe you're the racist one. I don't know. Because when I looked at that, that was not my first thought. That was like, oh yeah, they do look alike. And it wasn't, oh, they're calling her a monkey because she's black.
That's the funniest thing. If you call somebody a monkey, then this is my favorite thing about this. If you call somebody a monkey and they just so happen to be of a specific skin tone, everyone automatically jumps down your throat and fucking says, oh, racist, racist, racist. That is the furthest idea in my head. I was calling this bitch a monkey because she looks like a fucking monkey. And you're going to fucking pull this shit with me. Okay, I see who the actual racists are.
Do you remember that one time where there's twice. There's one time there was a monkey shirt being sold at Target, and they had a cardboard cutout, and the cardboard cutout happened to be a black kid. So it was a face of a black kid with this monkey shirt, and everybody screamed racism. It was like, what? And there was another shirt. It might have been H&M.
Littlest monkey in the jungle. Yeah, it was H&M, and the kid chose that shirt himself. He liked it. He wanted to be the coolest monkey in the jungle.
And not only that, his mom
who's dark as fuck,
was
basically said he chose to wear that shirt. How fucking dare you make my son cry over this?
Yeah, and then a bunch of people who totally were not white. They might have been a bit darker than white. Went and began to trash the H&M stores because that's a perfectly rational response to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I always do when I don't like something. I just go and like trash the entire store, even though it has nothing to do with the ad.
You're half Asian. You don't count.
Well, I mean, Leaf is half Asian too. Does she count?
I don't know. Wait. Oh, okay. So Leaf is half Asian, but doesn't look very Asian. I'm gonna be honest, Leaf. You might be half Japanese, but nothing screams Japanese to anyone. Like even if we were to look at your eyes, we wouldn't go, yeah, chink.
Actually, I actually disagree with you there. I've had plenty of people call me a chink.
Yeah, I think it depends on how you wear, like if you wear your hair different a certain day or how you do your makeup or something. Because I get the same thing too. Some people think I'm like full white, and then some people think I'm full Asian. So
yeah, there's never seems to be an in between. There's this one lefty. It was really weird. They were insisting I was racist, and calling me a horrible person, but they were DMing me saying that I was a chink, that I needed to go back to where I came from, and proceeded to call me Ling Ling and do the ching chong ching shit.
Oh, they call you Ring Ring? That's very funny. They call you Ring Ring. That's because that doesn't show real racism at all.
I wasn't even offended by any of the messages they were sending, by the way. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I was laughing.
You should be like, where you want me to go back to?
I said that actually. I said, I was born in Canada.
We do know the extreme left has actually turned their hateful gaze to the Asians, right? Oh shit. A few of my friends and I have actually said this for a while now. I can't remember exactly how long we've been saying it, but basically a lot of people pretty much said when they're done with the white people or feel like they've gone as far as they could with white people, they're going to continue with white people, but they're going to move on, and their hatred is going to be directed at Asians because the only other successful people in America that's non-white are Asians. In fact, they're the most successful.
Asians are more. Oh, who got backlash? Oh, Shoe on Head. Some fucking retard went at Shoe for one of her videos where she pointed out that Asians are making more money than white people.
Oh, really?
They are.
Yeah, they are. And he said, the funny thing about this entire fucking video was he agreed with her. He was trying to criticize her. He pulled open a source that stated the exact same thing she said, and he was going nuts. And the reason why he went nuts was because Shu exaggerated a little for comedic purposes. She said something like Asians are blowing white people out of the water or something like that. And he's like, well, if you look here, you'll see that Asians are in fact making more money than white people. I'm just sitting here like, you agreed with the girl, right? No, you did it. You agreed with everything she said. You took everything she said super, super literal and don't understand hyperbole or anything like that. Good God.
There's some people who like dedicate their life to hating her, though. Like, there's like a whole.
I'm pretty sure he's one of those people. Like, he's just like, I'm criticized Shu before. I'm gonna criticize her again. It's like, dude, but you're agreeing with what she said. You're proving her rights. What are you doing?
You're incorrect, Shu, and here's my proof that actually backs your theory up. Hold on. Let me rethink my argument here.
I just like watched that video because I was like unsure because Shu posted it, and then I watched it, and he's like, "Oh, Shu's sending people after me." It's like, no, we're all here just to laugh at how fucking stupid you are because you're agreeing with what she said that Asians are in fact making more money than white people in the States, and I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here by agreeing with her, but also trying to claim that you're criticizing her. This doesn't make sense.
It's usually the feminist arguments, though. I totally agree with you, but here's why I still hate your guts.
That's basically it.
That's fine. If you agree with me but hate my guts, okay, we don't have to be friends. You can go now. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't need to know why you hate my guts, especially since you're still agreeing with me.
I was just so. It was the most confusing thing I've ever seen. Like, I watch a lot of really bad videos, and it's whatever. But this guy, like, he was just so convinced that he was owning shoe on head, that he was, dunking on her. I'm just like, but you okay, dude? All
I
right.
totally owned you, bro. No, you backed up everything I was just saying. Yeah, owned. Oh, you need a helmet.
Just I just like okay, guy, you can go back to making your shitty videos now. Thanks for the laugh though. But no, yeah, Asians are definitely making more money than white people, and I can see how the people, the social justice obsessive people, will be coming after the Asians. They already started. I mean, you had fucking Tariq Nasheed say that Asian nations thrive under or from white supremacy.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
Oh god, but fucking it was so funny. I know he's kind of been shunned now, but it was on a Baked Alaska show. Tariq Nasheed was debating, I believe it was Jared Taylor. This was a while back. It was a really interesting debate. Two people who have completely opposing views, and Tariq Nasheed comes at people with the Asian nations that are thriving from white supremacy.
Is Tariq Nasheed also the guy? I can't remember if he's the same guy who has he does music on the side or something.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, is that the guy? Because his music is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's not that bad. That's what he should do instead of his race war thing.
Maybe this is all this weird fucking plan to get more people to listen to his music. Maybe it's maybe he's been bamboozling us the entire time.
I will say this much: if Tariq Nasheed is truly just a troll, he is probably the greatest troll that has ever existed. And the only reason why that people might think he could actually be a troll is because of that video he made involving Chris Ray Gunn, Lacey Green, and all the other skeptics and everything like that, where he put their heads on an old Soul Train video kind of thing, or some kind of fucking 70s dance party thing. I don't remember what the fuck it was, but all he did was just take pictures of these various people that have been criticizing him, and he put their heads on different people dancing and shit like that. And in my head, I'm thinking, Tariq's supposed to hate these people. This is funny. What's going on? Is Tariq a troll? Is he a Poe? What is this? Is anything he say? I mean, we know he doesn't believe half this shit he says, but what about the other half? I think Tariq is fucking with us.
I think he's funny.
He's
and
fucking
not
with us to get us
funny.
to wash our asses.
I get a kick out of the guy. I don't agree with anything he says, but I get a kick out of him.
Yeah. I follow him on Twitter because he's hilarious, but yeah.
I don't want to follow him on Twitter because I will be too tempted to say some dumb shit, and I'm just like, no, I don't need that
One
attention right
person,
now.
if you ever want to say dumb shit to, Perez Hilton, that gay lefty.
Oh, the gay blogger / vlogger.
There's been plenty of times where I outright insulted Perez Hilton on Twitter. Not only did he like my tweets insulting him, he also retweeted them.
Oh, nice. I don't know who that is, but nice.
Well, he's a catty bitch, so he probably did actually think oh my god, this insult is so salty, I have to retweet. Fuck yes, girl.
Probably. It was so funny. I was just like, he said something really fucking stupid. And I called him out for it. I don't know how the tweet ended up in my feed, but it did. And he fucking liked my tweet. I was like, dude, I just fucking insulted you. What are you doing? Don't die now, Brockus. Schmeckle's already dying. We don't need two of you to die.
I'll die if I want to. Here's the funny thing that people tend not to actually remember. Most of the people we critique in this fashion. Perez Hilton, various celebrities, most likely even Tariq Nasheed. Do not fucking believe any of this garbage. They're only doing it to get attention. They're only doing it to get pushes in various social media, to get more deals here and there. Look at Kaepernick, for example. Kaepernick created and is now capitalizing over the controversy he created a few years ago. When Ranting Monkey did a video on this, he pointed out that Kaepernick most likely did that protest under complete and utter bullshit, false context. Pretend, whatever the fuck the word is. Basically, Kaepernick was already having trouble because his performance on the field was getting so piss poor that he was benched. He needed to make money, and the 49ers were probably going to cut him anyways. So, before they even had the opportunity to cut him, he took a knee. This caused enough controversy, especially with Trump, that spread into the following fucking year for the NFL. That look at where Kaepernick is now. He got a multi-million-dollar fucking deal with Nike, even though Nike's now doing fucking shit right at the moment. But they'll come back. It's Nike. They'll bounce back. People will forget. People always forget stupid shit like this. Oh, there's an outrage? Well, I'll forget in 3 weeks.
There was this one video. This guy walked into a fucking Nike store, grabbed a new pair of Nike shoes and set them on fire, then ran away and proceeded to knock off an entire table of Nike shoes. It's just like, what are you doing?
I have 3 different pairs of Nike at my house.
And you haven't burnt them yet? How dare
No, because I'm not gonna fucking burn them. I like my Nikes. Okay, they're very comfortable shoes. They make me feel good when I wear them, and they look cool. I'm not gonna burn my fucking Nikes. It's stupid.
You must have a narrow foot. Nikes are good for narrow feet.
Oh no! I actually have
probably because they're made by little kids. So
I have a pair of basketball shoes and a pair of running shoes. Well, 2 pairs of running shoes, and they're actually good for wide feet.
Huh.
These were specifically designed for people with bigger feet.
So then, if Nike is being made by little kids in sweatshops in China, right, or something like that, then that means that Kaepernick is capitalizing on poor children in third world countries.
Yeah, of course.
That's
another thing.
See, why don't people point that out? No, instead they say boycott Nike, and they proceed to burn the Nike stuff that they already bought because it totally does something. That's not like
retarded.
Yeah, that whole thing with like thing with Stefan Molyneux. Did you see that?
I saw that was such a.
I was like, what? You want me to like tell if my mom has Nike shoes, I'm gonna be like, no, you need to burn your shoes or I can't talk to you anymore. I'm gonna cut you out of my life.
That was the dumbest take out of all of this that I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, hearing him say you need to cut people out of your life if they're still wearing Nike shoes after you explain the situation to them. It's like, fuck you. I don't wear Nike myself. I don't like to wear things made by tiny children in sweatshops. Oh, speaking of tiny children in sweatshops, you remember those "This is what a feminist looks like" t-shirts?
Yeah.
Guess where those were made? Guess who those were made by?
Chinese children in sweatshops.
Chinese women in sweatshops.
Wow, that's very unfeminist. How dare they?
When everybody found out, that was quite a bit ago, but holy shit, it blew up. It was so funny. I laughed. Okay, obviously it's horrible that it's made by women in sweatshops.
So ironic, though.
It's just the fact that it's the feminist t-shirts, and they're the ones that are making poor women in sweatshops make these shirts for them. I'll be right back.
So what kind of Asian you?
What kind of Asian am I? Well, my mom is Filipino Chinese, so I'm like a mixed person.
Oh God, you're worse. I like a Filipino, I like a Chinese. We don't know what the fuck we are.
That's a Vietnamese accent.
It's a stereotypical comedic fucking Asian accent. I don't actually care how it sounds, and I don't give a fuck if it actually offends anyone. I do it on purpose. I make fun of the Germans, okay? I will do a stereotypical German Nazi accent. I make him a little bit on the gay side. There's no proof that he's gay. but he has a hint of it. Oh, Jeremy06 in the chat wants to know, why you no doctor?
I'm sorry. Working on it. No, not
Why
really.
you no engineer?
Don't worry, Nicolette, we can both be disappointments to the Asian side of
Leaf, why you no
family.
lawyer?
Are you good at math, Leaf?
I'm horrible at math.
So am I.
you-
Oh my god. It's
You're
our white
fair
side.
Asian. How dare you? You need to be good at math.
I failed pre-cal when I took pre-cal.
I didn't even take pre-calc. Are you
Oh.
kidding me?
Oh, you know who I want to come back to do a bunch of different fucking like Asian joke videos on YouTube? Josh Kwondike. Do you guys remember who this guy is?
Who that is?
I don't.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me give a slight education here. So a few years back when Twitter had eventually come out with its Vine shit, a lot of Viners got really popular instead of YouTubers. And then eventually when Vine got shut down, they made the change from Vine to YouTube. Before that actually happened, there was this kid that I was following. He's an Asian college-aged kid, and he called himself Josh Kwondike Bar. He made a fuckload of Asian joke videos, some of which with his sister, where he would be like, from normal people's perspective, and he's a cop, and you can see everything. And he's got a gun pointed at his sister, and he says, "Put the gun down." And then it's from Asian perspective. Everything is blurred the fuck out except for the slightest little line. And he purposely starts like misfiring at his sister when he fucking fires the Nerf gun and shit. Now, it's hilarious. But he used to make a lot of really fucking hilarious Asian math homework jokes, Asian parents, fucking shoving chopsticks up to their kids' ass if they didn't do their homework kind of jokes and stuff like that. I want this kid to come back.
Wait, was that the same one that made the joke about eating cats?
No, that was a different one. That was cooking with your Asian friend. I love that one too. It's like, first you get your barbecue, and then you get your dog. No!
There's this one time, I can't find the photo, but I posted it like forever ago. There was an Asian restaurant right next to a pet shop. Highly suspicious, just saying.
There's a,
It's a bit sketchy when you decide to put your Chinese restaurant right next to a pet shop.
there's a Chinese restaurant that was in a town near here that had to close down because they were apparently serving cat.
Oof. Okay. Alrighty then.
Wow.
There's some things I just won't eat. If some culture wants to eat dog, okay, I'm not going to tell them they can't eat dog. It's not something I would do. But hey, I would also not eat kangaroo. There's a restaurant here that serves kangaroo. I refuse to eat kangaroo. It's not my
Really?
thing.
There's a restaurant there that serves kangaroo? That's so
Yeah.
random.
Kangaroo and crocodile soup. It's called billabong.
We think that you live in like Australia or something. What are you doing?
Don't. We have this little it's not actually a village, but it's called the village, and there's a bunch of different shops down there. Asian food, which is quite common here. They also have Australian food, and I don't even know what else.
And it has crocodile soup.
Mm-hmm. And kangaroo.
Okay.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I have a weird goal in life to essentially eat every predator I can. And if there's a crocodile soup, I want the crocodile soup. I want to be able to tell people I've eaten a crocodile. Fuck you guys.
It's not something it's weird to me. I don't know. If it was crocodile meat and maybe in a soup, I'm very picky about my soups. I like French onion soup and some other soups that I make myself, but I'm not big on it.
I guess I can't say much because I've eaten alligator tail, but that's just because it's a Louisiana thing, and then it becomes like a Dallas thing because a bunch of people from Louisiana moved to Dallas after the Hurricane Katrina, I think. So I guess I've eaten alligator, so that's almost the same thing as crocodile, right?
Speaking of hurricanes, How's that Hurricane Florence doing? What's going on with that? I heard it's gonna hit a few states, and I don't know if it's the media blowing it out of proportion, but they're making it sound like it's gonna be like the worst thing ever.
I don't know, but the only thing I heard was that it's Trump's fault.
I heard that too. I was like, this fucking article popped up, and somehow they tied the goddamn hurricane to Trump. I was like, what does Trump have to do with the hurricane?
He's the weatherman now.
I read the article. It's like Trump is downplaying the dangers or something of the hurricane. I was like, where, when, what? How are you?
You control the weather.
How are you always tying everything to Trump? How do you blame him for everything? He can't control the fucking weather. You can take off your tinfoil hat. There's no such thing as a weather machine that is in possession of Trump that he controls somehow. There's other people who are convinced that this weather machine actually does exist, and they put something in the rain to control everybody.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Donald Trump, aka the Weather Wizard. Nah!
We keep getting off the comedy thing, but oh well, we're still.
I keep using comedy to make fun of stupid people.
I know. Actually, you know what? We don't have to stay fully on the social justice comedy thing because social justice has infected fucking everything.
Yeah, you can pretty much pick any topic, and it will be infected.
Pick a topic. Cards Against Humanity. They infiltrated it. Got it. Yep.
Comedy, video games, comic books, wrestling. What else?
Trading card games.
Everything.
Yes.
Fashion too, which sucks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You're saying that I am not going to be able to anymore see a Victoria's Secret runway model who's like super hot and practically fucking naked. Instead, I'm probably going to have to just now watch still practically naked, but hippopotamus walking down the catwalk while all the other girls.
Yeah, you're going to have to see a bunch of Tess Holidays for the rest of your life, Brockus. How's that?
You don't like the roles?
No.
How bigoted?
No. I thought real women had what did they call them? They call them their roles curves.
Curves.
Right?
Curves.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, just not that many, and in very specific strategic places. Because I'll give them certain benefits. Yeah, real women have curves. Not that wide, and not in those areas, though.
But no, they're spilling into the magazines that the children are reading. They're doing what Scooby said Gulf City was doing. They're corrupting and perverting the children.
Yeah, they are trying to indoctrinate all the kids, and it's very fucking sad.
Gulf City is not doing that. To clarify that it's the magazines like Cosmopolitan and others. There's a Teen Vogue too. There's a lot of magazines geared more towards young kids, and they're trying to teach these young kids how to do anal and stuff like that.
What? Oh,
yeah, that's like Cosmopolitan and Teen Vogue. Like, I don't know if I follow them. Well, I don't really follow them, but I check up on them to see what ridiculous article they're putting out, and they don't even really say anything about fashion anymore. It's all like,
yeah,
it's either politics or sex stuff. I'm like, I thought you were a fashion magazine, but okay.
They used to be a fashion magazine when I was growing up. When I was still in school, they were a fashion magazine, and that is why I liked looking at them. Also, had nothing to do with the fact that I was running a fundraiser and ordered the magazines to maybe bump myself up a bit. And it's not like I asked my family to do the same thing.
Fashion magazines. The latest fashions in Europe and why Trump is a piece of shit.
Pretty much. No, that was fine when I was growing up. The magazines actually were about fashion. Now they are not. Now they are telling children to put weird shaped objects up their butts. It's like, they're like 12. Like, the target audience for them, I believe, starts at like 12. 12-year-olds don't need to know about stuff going into their butt.
My knees.
should not. I'm not saying like sex ed shouldn't be a thing. It should definitely be a thing, but
Oh, yeah,
Not in that
obviously.
you don't need to give a step instructional thing on how to do anal when they're like 12. You don't need to do that.
I've already told my niece she's not allowed to have a boyfriend or have sex until she's in her 30s.
But there's also that one video where the kids were like 9, and these I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But they got the parents to talk to them about sex toys. I was like, these kids are like 9 years old. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh yeah, no.
It's such an awkward conversation. Like, how do you go up to your kid? Hey, honey, today we're going to talk about sex toys. Mommy, what's a sex toy? Well, you see.
Yeah, here's my dildo, and this is how I use it. It's like, excuse me, gonna tell my 5-year-old how to masturbate. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's not good sex education.
Jimmy, Susie, why don't you go ahead and have a seat on the couch? Your mom and I are going to explain butt plugs and anal beads. Susie's 3. You need to not have this conversation with her at all.
Definitely how to fuck up your child. 101.
How to guarantee a sociopath will be a public figure. 101. That's basically what that is.
And then they can, after that, then they can read like Teen Vogue and Cosmo and learn more.
Yep.
Look, like the whole abstinence thing is a horrible way to go. But just because that's a horrible way to go doesn't mean you need to go all the way to the exact opposite in another horrible direction. There's got to be a middle ground. Come on now.
There was a middle ground. We basically walked all over it and put sand everywhere. Tried to bury that middle ground as much as we can to basically tell the world, no, I'm going to teach my kids about sex at a very early age. So you're prepping them for the 10 o'clock story in a few years when everybody has to explain why this child was sexually molested and or assaulted and or murdered someone.
It's just bad. It's so bad. It's just like, why? Just at least let us have this one thing. And then you tell them to go make their own thing, be it a comic book or a video game or whatever. They do it. And then what do? When it does not do well, they bitch and they moan and they cry and they blame the sexists and the gamers and the women with internalized misogyny.
When their comic books just weren't selling because nobody gave 2 fucks about their comic books and all of that, they decided that they were going to hijack my comic books because, well, no one's reading the stuff, the very important political views that I have in these comic books. So now you've got to listen to it now because now it's in your comic book. Well, I don't want to, so I'm going to stop buying my comic book. How fucking dare you, you racist!
I know when their video games weren't.
What happened?
What was that?
Uh-oh.
Stupid fucking computer. Anyway, Nobiana Wu on Steam forgot to log out of her account. Or she, her dev account, I believe, and she insulted herself. Someone screen capped that. Her Revolution, I think Revolution 60, something like that game was horrible. And before anyone says anything, I actually did download it on my phone. It was horrible. I'm never doing that again. It was just a really bad game. I like to at least try to give it a chance, even though I already knew it was going to be terrible based off how she just did everything. It was bad. Same with Zoe Quinn in that Depression Quest game. Also, not a good game. But she, decided to fuck a bunch of dudes to get people to get them to say nice things about it. That's why she got the nickname Five Guys, Burgers, and Lies Quinn.
Those are the 2 who were involved in Gamergate, right? Because I don't know too much about it, but I just feel like I can sympathize with the people in who were affected by Gamergate and those people accusing them of being, bigots and stuff.
Zoe Quinn cheated on her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was mad, which is completely reasonable and justified. He was pissed. And then he spoke up against Zoquin. And she played the victim. She played the victim so fucking hard. And she managed to make it seem like he was, I don't know, slut-shaming her or something. And it turned into this big mess of game journalists started to shit on gamers, and it just kept escalating. It was just a big, huge clusterfuck.
Seems crazy that it's like still happening now. Like, it seems like it's still going on now. Not with her, but like the game journalist, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for the rest of them to be shut down. Anybody else still happy that Gawker got shut down? I am.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Hulk Hogan. They were actually one of the people that were shitting on gamers. And then they went and ignored a court order from a judge, and then they lost everything. When all they had to do was follow the court order and take down the fucking video. The sex tape video. That's all they had to do.
Oh.
Yeah, they posted a Hulk Hogan video, which is why they got sued. And the judge gave them a court order to take it down, and Gawker published an article where they were basically like, ha ha ha, fuck you, we're not taking it down. And not too long after that, they lost a bunch of fucking money and had to shut down. And I was just like, it was so simple. All you had to do was listen to the judge. You didn't. Now look at where you are. You're nothing. Now just get rid of the rest of them. Salon. What are the other ones? I'd kind of want Huffington Post to just disappear too. Jezebel. All those shitty fucking sites. Just go.
But then we'll have nothing to make fun of.
It's true.
No, trust me, there are plenty of stupid people in this world, and we will have lots to make fun of and talk about. It's just, I'm tired of making fun of these people. It's kind of like making fun of a special needs kid. You feel bad despite how much you're laughing. But I just don't feel bad for these kids.
Yeah, it's true. It gets repetitive because they just repeat the same stuff over and over again.
Like, basically, we've argued the pink tax. We've argued the the wage gap. We've argued every single fucking point they have brought up, and we've debunked the shit out of it over and over and over again. And while focusing on them and telling them no, shut up, all of a sudden there's more morons came out of fucking nowhere, and we're just like, where the fuck did you come from? God damn it! No, shut up!
I've been paying attention to this shit since high school, Brockus. High school.
Yeah, we're back to the 10th grade. We've officially repeated the 10th grade. Every single one of us, even the old people, are repeating the 10th grade.
I'm just like, why? Why? It was more noticeable to me in the 12th grade when I took my university entrance course. The sociology was a mistake. I should not have done that. But I know I had that wage gap stuff rammed down my throat. And stuff about test tube babies. And I don't know how feminism was so great. And I'm just like, no. Why? I did my own research, though. Because I got curious about the wage gap stuff because it didn't sound right. What I found was that it was fucking bullshit. So I was kind of irritated that I had been lied to by a teacher. I didn't like that. That kind of pissed me off. And now I'm here. And now we are here. And now all this shit is happening. And all the fucking people that were like, oh, it's not a big deal, or it's not about a big deal, are the same people that are crying about it now. Fuck you. You could have said something early on when this stuff started happening, but you ignored it, and you decided to say, oh, ignoring it will make it go away. Ignoring the problem doesn't make them go away.
Well, you discovered it early. Like, I just kind of accepted it, and I'm like, well, I guess because I'm a woman, I just get paid less. And then I never really thought about it until I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't even make sense because they have laws against that kind of thing. And then when you look into it, it's just all, nuances.
There's so many key factors that better just get ignored when they publish this bullshit.
Yeah, and they try to ignore that. And I don't know about you, but I don't know why I get so many ads about the pink tax before every video on YouTube. And it's not like I'm going out looking for this, because the ads are supposed to reflect things that you look up or, things like that. But it's not like I go around searching for this stuff. But I feel like before every video I watch on YouTube, I have to watch an ad about the pink tax now.
Because you have vagina.
Good explanation.
They know you're a lady, so they're basically saying, all right, well, since you are a lady, you definitely need to know about the pink tax. It's a thing, girl. It's a real thing. And then, here's Dieter Lucan explaining, no, bullshit, it's not a real thing. Here's Shoe on Head explaining why it's not a real thing. Here's Ranting Monkey pointing out why it's not a real thing. Here's a bunch of other people pointing out why it's not a real thing. And then here's a bunch of people still pushing, saying, it's a real thing. Well, you know what, Seth Rogen? Shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. Smoke another joint. And stay the fuck out of politics. You were funnier when you were being told what to say.
Let's get back into the comedy thing. Yes,
Actually,
kind of, sort of, maybe. Jim Carrey. Everybody knows Jim Carrey. Anybody see what he recently said?
Yes, he's vying for socialism. No, don't do it. Bad idea.
Wow. I was like, what happened, Jim Carrey? I liked you. I liked you.
We just need to embrace it, Just embrace it and give up everything. I mean, even though he's like worth like millions of dollars, but hasn't given any of his money.
Yep.
All these people, they're elitist motherfuckers that sit there and virtue signal and do all this stuff. They don't give up their houses for all these people that they want to take into their country. They don't give away their money. No. They sit in their mansions and tell other people that don't have the money to do it. Like that one dude. I didn't know who he was, but he had a blue check mark. And blue check mark is starting to be, tied to people who are fucking retarded. There's some people who aren't, but there's not a lot. And, there's this one guy, and he's trying to virtue signal. He's like, oh, this guy with no license and no insurance hit my car, but he was speaking Spanish really fast, so I
saw that.
And he's like, and everyone's like, oh, you're such a good person. I was like, okay, but if someone dies because someone who clearly should not be on the road hit them, I'm gonna blame you a little bit. I'm gonna blame you actually a lot because you're the one who let the guy go. He clearly should not be driving. He doesn't have a license. He doesn't have insurance. That car may or may not be stolen. He may or may not even be in the country legally. You don't know. But regardless of all that, he should not be driving. Anyways, I went to go see who the person who made this tweet was. He's some elitist fuck that sells like tacky-looking diamond necklaces for like $78,000.
Is that why you made your follow-up tweet shortly after that, talking shit on diamonds?
Yes.
It was
absolutely brilliant, by the way. I was sitting there like, all right. Man, I can't fully agree with you. I do like how diamonds look sometimes when done correctly, but damn.
They're really not worth as much as the people try to claim they're worth or how much they're sold for. So when he was selling this fucking tacky looking diamond necklace for $78,000 fucking dollars, I'm like, no, they're not worth that much. You can go to the actual places where you claim you got them from and get them from real jewelers for way less. $78,000. Are you fucking kidding me?
$78,000, you can buy like a really good. You could buy like a couple cars for that, or a really, really good car for that price, or possibly even, I don't know, like a condo or something. So,
yes, like why?
I saw those pictures. They were not. They were not that impressive.
They weren't even remotely impressive. I'm just sitting here like, this is like not even. Someone pointed out it looks like something you get out of a fucking Kinder Egg. It is. It looks exactly like that. It's cheap looking, it's tacky looking, and they use these fancy ass, like what they think are fancy words. So 20 pointed diamond. Oh, fuck you. It's not worth as much as you're selling for. That's why their resale value is so low, because there's a lot of fucking diamonds. There's tons. They're not rare. They want to make you believe that they're rare, but they're not. I don't like how diamonds look. I think they're overrated. There's a lot more, stones and gems out there. They're so much prettier. Look at amethyst or emerald or ruby. Sapphire is also very nice. Someone fucking posted a picture of a fire opal. That is also a very nice stone. And no, I'm not talking about opal being on fire, guys. I'm talking about the actual stone, not the person.
So I know this is kind of off topic of the off topic that we're talking about, but what do you think about the people who are, I guess, like getting or making fun of people for not getting like really big diamond rings for their fiancés? Because I've seen that it's been like a trend now. I don't know why.
I noticed that too. Like the people that get these tiny diamond rings, I'm just like, that's smart though. If a girl really likes the diamonds or whatever, or it was I believe the most recent one was it was in the family for whatever amount of years, and he used the family ring to propose to his girl. That's fine. You don't need big diamond rings. It's a waste of money. It really is. Anybody who is smart with their money will not buy a really expensive diamond ring. Actually, probably shouldn't buy diamonds at all. Because again, they're not worth the price you're paying for. They never will be, because they know that you people, well, the people who aren't aware of the value of a diamond are going to drop a shit ton of money on one, thinking, oh, this is rare. This is a good price for a diamond. No, it's not. It's really not. They're so common. You don't need to be dropping thousands upon thousands of dollars on them. The guys who don't do that, who don't drop a lot of money on a big, huge diamond ring, they're smart with their money. You should want to marry them. It means that they're a bit more practical. It means that they're focused more on, making sure that the money's there for more important things and not being wasted on something that really isn't worth the amount that they're listed as, like $78,000. No.
It's like a status thing, right? Because like
Yeah.
I've met some women who are like, I'm not gonna marry him unless he gets me like a $30,000 ring, and I'm like, well, good luck. I guess you're not getting married then. That's just not gonna happen. Like that $30,000, you can actually buy a good car for that. Like,
Yeah.
why would you buy a ring? Like, you can't do anything with it.
There is a ring I like. It's black gold, amethyst stone, and it does have a little bit of diamonds in it. But it's not thousands upon thousands of dollars. It's not cheap. It's like $500 or so.
That's not bad.
But, yeah, still not as bad as dropping thousands upon thousands of dollars on this big diamond ring. That honestly, it can look nice, but it's not the prettiest gem or whatever out there. It's really not. There's some ones that are so much more pleasing to the eye. They're more colorful. They have more of an aesthetic thing going on, and diamond's kind of just like, okay, it's a pretty sparkly clear stone. But look at this purple one, or look at this green one, or look at this red one. You know?
Yeah, and to me, I don't know, like some of the crystals look the same as diamonds to me.
Yeah, that
I can't really tell the difference.
I agree with that. Like they're you could get, I mean, yeah, sure, they're cheaper, the stones, but they look nicer. They're more like, visually appealing than a diamond is, at least to me. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just diamonds aren't really something I'm big on. I don't care for them. I don't see the appeal, aside from maybe adding some contrast to a ring where the main stone is not diamond. But another thing, I showed you, I don't think I showed you the ring. Here, I'm going to show you the ring. I'm talking about Nicolette.
Okay.
I'll name it to you, and you'll probably agree with me that it is. Actually, I'll send you two, because I recently saved another one that I found when someone asked what black gold was. No, I was not talking about oil. I was actually talking about something else. So I just sent you a ring now. That has that's black gold and amethyst stones.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yes.
See, like that looks way more interesting than like a diamond. So
I know. And everybody thinks that diamonds are the hot shit and that everybody needs to get a diamond ring, but no.
Just because it's expensive, you have to prove your worth,
You have to prove to the woman that you have a lot of money that you can drop on her at any given time. That's another one, by the way. I just sent you that the one with diamonds in it, but see, the diamonds in that ring are not the main stone. they're there to add some contrast to
looks
the
good,
black
too.
and the purple. And yeah, it's actually
That's
cheaper
very you, though. You know what I mean? Like, I can see that that's totally your style.
yeah, it's actually cheaper than I thought it was. It's actually $200 and something Canadian, which is less than American dollars.
Are you sure you don't want like a $10,000 diamond?
I'm good. I'll choose a $200 amethyst string with a little bit of diamonds and black gold in it over a full blown diamond ring that costs a fucking lifetime of savings.
Yeah, I'd rather. I don't understand the people who'd rather spend money on a ring than spend money like. I mean, if you're gonna marry the person, why don't you spend money on the honeymoon or something?
I don't know. Diamonds will never be my thing. I'm not a really big fan of gold. Like not like black gold. Black gold's fine. I'm talking about like the gold. I prefer silver. I'm allergic to cheap silver, but I do prefer silver over gold. I just think it's again more aesthetically pleasing to my eyes.
That's kind of. I guess I'm kind of opposite in that way because I just I like gold because it goes well with my skin tone. But yeah, so we're like so way off topic of comedy now. Now we're like making this into a girly podcast where we talk about
and Rockus
about wedding rings.
And Rockus is muted. Like, oh my god, I hope they shut the fuck up soon. Right, Brockus. Brockus is dead. We killed Brockus and we killed Schmeckle. Oh no, they're both dead.
Well, you know what they say. It's like it comes in thirds, right? So am I next or are you next?
Oh well. Schmeckle might be passed out from being sick. Brockus probably went off to play video games or something.
He said he'd be back, so hopefully.
Maybe he wants to go play a little bit of video games. He's like, okay, they're talking about stuff I don't care about, and I'm gonna go play video games until they shut up.
Possibly.
But no, back to comedy. It's
so you don't
can
subject yourself to any I guess feminist comedians just to see what the other side's like.
I watched that Demi Lardner chick, the Australian one. I wanted to blow my fucking brains out. It was horrible. If this is the direction comedy is going in, I don't wanna. I'm just gonna stay away.
Yeah, I'm not sure who she is, but I did. That kind of reminded me of wasn't there like an article out lately that said something along the lines of comedy doesn't have to be funny anymore,
It's
like, what is that even like? Then what is it then?
Comedy is supposed to be funny. It's supposed to make people laugh. When people aren't laughing, it means you aren't funny. Maybe, or sometimes people laugh, but it's that uncomfortable laughter, the forced laughter. They're like, I probably should be laughing at this because if I don't, I'll get accused of rape or something.
Yeah, there was a comedy show that I went to where the opener was like, like a raging feminist, and she just made jokes about having a daughter and like telling her daughter that she hates men and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's the direction that it's going. It's not even that funny.
Has everyone? Okay, Baracus can't actually let me screen share because he's not here. I was going to expose everybody to Demi. Let's see what everybody thinks about.
I'm scared
about her. Oh God, you haven't seen it. It's really bad. It's really bad. It made me. I honestly just. She's. I'll show the most popular one that went around.
Okay.
If it lets me. I'm gonna have to mute for a sec on here, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh no, she left you alone.
Oh good, you're back.
I went and had a smoke.
He's trying to get a clip up.
Of?
Demi something. Some feminist comedian from Australia.
Demi Lardner. Yeah, I do not like her.
I have not been exposed to her comedy yet, so I'm just anticipating.
There's a wonderful Magog of Morscar video in which he actually critiques one of her latest stand-up specials. And
Rocket, let me screen share in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'll play it for everybody.
What's her name again? What's the Demi
Lardner. Lardy Dim Doo.
She says it at the beginning.
Someone say they wanted to hear my
Whoa, that was gay.
dad's Google history.
no.
It's a deleted scene from Thor Ragnarok.
It really is. It's some fucking Thor Ragnarok
Well, 'cause
garbage.
I know
Jim
this
was
is
showing up to,
commentary, but
like,
I couldn't find a better video.
Magog of Morscar.
That's
Yeah.
just this.
There's another
And
guy that's part of Next Gen.
Apparently, all Australian comedy is just bad.
Dad's Google history. Dad's Google history. What
It's very catchy, at least. It's gonna
But
be
not,
in your
and then
head.
you see every bit she does, and it's all the exact same song, just different words.
is the name of the woman? Dad's Google history. His buddy does Google history.
The best
I
part
have
is
had enough of her
words.
already.
Okay.
I didn't know her age.
The next
so
time you
like, the
try
audience,
to
I
show
also
a
didn't
Demi
want
Lardner
Demi
video,
Lardner's age, 'cause I didn't-
chat.
Anyway, I'm done screen sharing. Make it stop, Rocket. But no, okay, that was enough of how much I can fucking handle of the bitch. She went on like that for quite a bit. Talking about she's just unfunny. All these people are unfunny, and that's the direction comedy's going in.
Well, comedy doesn't have to be funny, so it's okay.
And Rockets, you might want to check the side chat.
I checked the side chat. I'm checking the side chat now, and I put a link to the Magog of Morscar video. He actually does a brilliant job of pretty much pointing out how unfunny this chick is.
There's the other one. There's like a male version of Demi Lardner, and I can't remember his name. He's also from Australia.
Why are they all from Australia?
Because Australia is trying to kill comedy, apparently.
Australia isn't real. And these people are obviously like weird alien things being sent to taint comedy somehow. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a conspiracy theory off the top of my head, and it's
You need a tinfoil hat.
I need one of those whiteboards like they do at BuzzFeed, where I write something down and put a blindfold on and just throw a magnet at it and see what comes up. A magnetic dart. And then
Easy Charlie Day.
No, like it's just why? Someone said in chat Australia couldn't kill emus, so they're trying to kill comedy. That is right. Australia did lose the war with the emus.
I'm not sure what that's referring to. Is
There
it trying to kill emus?
There was an actual war between Australians and the emus, which are birds.
That's
They
hilarious.
lost that war. They lost. They lost against the birds, Nicolette. They lost.
Well, I mean, emus are pretty. They're pretty big, aren't they? I mean, like.
Yeah, they are. They're huge, but still, they lost to the birds. There's this other time when Australia was on fire, and this one guy had just put out a section of where the fire was. He put it all out, and this fucking bird came down carrying sticks that were on fire and dropped them on the area that had just been put out, and it caught on fire again.
Australia sounds like pretty scary.
Country's trying to kill everybody constantly.
Australia just seems to have a really big problem with the birds. Apparently they just can't win against them.
I have seen those signs, like people posting those pictures of signs of like warnings for birds snatching people and their belongings and things like that. So I guess it's a pretty big problem.
They can't seem to win against the birds. There was this, I think, I don't know if it was in Australia. It might have been. This dog likes to chase a gator back away from everything. The gator apparently would eat beforehand. It was like a little tourist kind of trap thing. And one day, the gator ate the dog. Dog is no more. There is no more dog to chase the gator away. I'm just like, why would you let your dog? The guy let his dog do it too for money, or whatever. I think something like that. I said, this is why. Why would you let your dog do that? That's just it's stupid. It was bound to happen.
I don't know who would be surprised by that. I mean, it's a fucking alligator.
Well, the dog gets killed by a gator. It's like I don't know who could have known this would have happened. I'm still trying to think of the male version of Demi Lerner. Who's another really unfunny person? You know what? Melissa McCarthy is pretty unfunny, except for in one movie that I watched recently, The Happy Time Murders. She was it was actually funny with her in it, and it's probably because of the fact that the entire movie was her getting shit on.
I want to watch Happy Time Murders only because it's the most adult fucking Muppet show type thing you would get outside of like a handful of other adult like Muppet shows.
I watched the movie. I don't know why I watched it.
Curiosity.
I saw things. I saw things. I heard things. I just no. Very crude movie. I do recommend watching it though, but maybe maybe prepare yourself because I just it hurt me a bit to watch. I was so uncomfortable with half of the movie, but it was funny watching Melissa McCarthy get shit on.
So was it a comedy? Is it a comedy?
It's a comedy. It's a crude comedy movie.
Oh, okay. I'll have to watch it. I'll prepare myself.
Basically spent the entire movie telling her that she looked like a man. I was like, I wonder how they got her to agree to this.
They offered her a paycheck and she accepted. You know what's actually sad is that Melissa McCarthy has been in several movies that are supposed to be comedies but aren't even actually really funny. And she actually was funny at one point. In the early days of her career, the character that she would typically play was actually kind of, funny, endearing, and stuff like that. Like, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this, but Bridesmaids. When she did the movie Bridesmaids, it was actually hilarious because she played a character who is obviously the big girl who does, the big girl type jokes and everything like that and is, overly sexual and shit. But there's a scene where at this wedding reception, I guess, guests were given legitimately free puppies. She took all of the fucking puppies because anyone who didn't want a puppy, she just decided to grab various puppies and she put them all in her fucking car and everything like that. And I was just like, yeah, I would have done the same. You don't want the puppy? I'm taking the puppy then. I will take this one too. I'm going to take the, you know what? I don't need anyone to ask me. I'm just going to take this entire basket of puppies. They're now mine. You fuck off. Like, her role in that movie was actually funny, especially since she wasn't in it the entire time. The movie itself, to me, is actually funny in certain parts, but overall, the movie is just, It gets a 5, but I did genuinely laugh at certain scenes. But then shortly after that, she comes out with the movie The Heat. And I fucking laughed my ass off because, Melissa McCarthy was playing the character she played in Bridesmaids, except she was the more Butch Dyke version, the one who doesn't like to keep herself clean, doesn't comb her hair, doesn't really fucking wear dresses or anything like that. She wears fingerless gloves. denim pants, vests, shit like that. And she's just, you know, a foul-mouthed asshole Bostonian. Whatever. Cool. It was funny. I thought it was fucking hilarious. And then Melissa McCarthy, after the heat, that's all she fucking plays anymore. There's only 2 characters she plays, and it's basically just the 2 sides of Melissa McCarthy. It's Melissa McCarthy calm and kind of animal crazy, or it's Melissa McCarthy who's just a complete and utter bitch. She doesn't play anything else. She just plays herself in every fucking movie, and it's annoying as hell. And I was explaining this, I think, last night at Brockus Rage, the typecasting. She's basically just female Vince Vaughn. Because Vince Vaughn, in the early days of his career, actually did a lot of different fucking roles. He did serious roles, he did comedy roles, he did drama roles. He did a bunch of different things. He actually has range when it comes to acting, except he did one fucking comedy movie. I think it was Old School. He did one fucking comedy movie where he was this overly cynical fucking guy who just complained and ranted and was pissed off and everything like that. But for the most part was just, you know, typical dude, all that shit. And then he gets typecasted as that fucking character in every movie since then. I put Melissa McCarthy in the same category as Vince Vaughn and not Owen Wilson, because Owen Wilson's been the same fucking boring character since the beginning of his career. He has never played a role that wasn't the same fucking character in every goddamn movie. Even in the like one horror movie he was in. Huh?
That's kind of like how Seth Rogen always plays the same exact character.
Yeah, Seth Rogen keeps playing the same jackass from Freaks and Geeks in every fucking movie. Never changes.
I actually liked Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks was good, but like I said, that's the beginning of his career.
Yeah, and he is now the stoner asshole in literally every single. Wasn't he also the stoner dude in the Mark Zuckerberg movie?
Um,
I'm pretty sure he was in that one.
Was he?
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he was in that one too. I could be wrong.
Most likely.
Yeah. He's in a lot of movies. It's hard to remember which movies he's in, and every movie he's the same character, so that eventually all the movies kind of just blend together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, kind of like he played the stoner in the Green Hornet. Now, hear me out. He didn't outright get high in the movie all the time. He didn't just smoke pot the entire time and all that shit. But when you actually examine every inch of his character's fucking existence, you realize he's nothing more than a potless pothead. That's it. He's just a lazy fucking rich kid. Doesn't smoke pot apparently. Gets drunk, has parties, doesn't do anything with his life, and then discovers, you know, a dirty secret and wants to help out his dad. And so he actually goes and he helps out his dad and becomes a kind of superhero with Kato, who's actually the one doing everything. Green Hornet may be the main hero, but Kato's the one who's kicking everybody's ass. And like the only thing that I can say that was different about Seth Rogen's role in that movie was he was actually an asshole. Wasn't pretending not to be an asshole. He was actually an asshole. Like if you watch that movie, you think to yourself, I feel like this is Seth Rogen's actual personality being played on the screen. And which is sad because I actually used to be a fan of Seth Rogen. I thought Seth Rogen was hilarious. I loved his movies. I got called Seth Rogen a few times when I didn't have this big ass beard on my face. You know, I took it as a compliment. Now if somebody says you kind of look like Seth Rogen, I'm like, I get offended. How dare you? How fucking dare you compare me to that unfunny bastard, that fucking red-eyed pothead?
I don't know. Freaks and Geeks was actually good. After that, it just started getting boring.
Freaks and Geeks was good. 40-Year-Old Virgin was good.
I miss Freaks and Geeks. I was very sad when that was like not a thing anymore. Just kind of stopped.
Didn't Martin Starr from Freaks and Geeks get hashtag Me Too not too long ago? Or was that somebody else I'm thinking of?
I don't know. There's been a lot of hashtag Me Too's. And
yeah, well, this is actually before Me Too was a thing, but I could have swore there was actually a scandal with Martin Starr. For anyone who's not familiar, go and look up Martin Starr and or Freaks and Geeks. You'll realize that you've actually known of this dude for quite a while now. Nobody ever remembers his fucking name.
I'm going to look him up because I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh. He's the really tall dude with glasses. He plays the super stoned guy in Knocked Up.
I vaguely remember that movie being a thing. See, there's these movies that I watch.
Oh
and
yeah, that guy.
They're kind of the kind of movies that aren't really important enough to remember, and they kind of just get deleted from my mind. And then someone brings it up. It's like I kind of remember that movie, but not something I would watch again.
Some movies are rewatchable, others not so much.
When I was out at a resort, there was very limited TV stations. So at night, when you wanted to just wind down and watch some TV after spending the day hiking or walking through the trails or whatever, the only watchable thing on TV was Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh my god. Not even a good movie. It's not something you watch more than once. It's just one of those movies you watch just to pass the time, and then you don't even know what the fuck happened in it.
I don't know about that, because the scene where the guy makes the bet, and it's because he's from the future, so he remembers how the football game is supposed to go, but then weirdly enough, the shit-covered fucking squirrel ends up like changing the outcome of the game, which is kind of dumb, because how did that squirrel get there? It wouldn't have been able to get there so fucking quickly. Anyways, when he makes the bet of like, if I win, I get to have sex with your girl, but if you win, I will suck my black friend's dick.
I remember that.
Yeah, he goes to do it, but fucking I want to say his name is Craig Robinson. I'm forgetting his name right now, but the black dude, he passes the fuck out, and when he wakes up, the guy had put lotion or hand soap all over his face to give him the impression that he did successfully suck his dick, and the guy nutted all over his face and everything. Yeah. That seems fucking hilarious because he woke up freaking the hell out.
I don't know. It's just there's some funny parts, but I don't think it's a good enough movie to watch more than once.
Is it worth watching once? Because I haven't seen.
I would say it is.
Yeah, once, sure. More than that, no. You remember like bits and pieces of this movie, but really, there's just most of the time you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, even Chevy Chase with his explaining of certain situations isn't. He doesn't even really give exposition. He just kind of pops up. And he sort of gives these very vague hints as to what the answer is, and the only smart character in the entire fucking story is this 20-something-year-old kid who just so happens to be the nephew of John Cusack in the movie.
I don't fucking remember. It's just not exactly. There's memorable parts, but as a whole, it's not something you remember.
Yeah, it's a movie that it has its ups and it has its downs, but unfortunately there's a lot more downs than there are ups.
Yeah.
I still enjoy the movie. It is a movie I can actually watch like over and over again, but I think that's because I have the benefit of being an 80s kid. Like, well, I'm a technical 80s kid. I was born in 84, and I do vaguely remember the 80s, but only towards the ass end of it. I'm mostly a 90s kid, I suppose you could say. I don't remember how it works.
There's this one movie. I know someone I know had it. I never watched it. The name threw me off of it. I'm probably going to get the stream banned if I say it.
What?
I'm going to type it in the side chat, Raucus, and maybe you're more comfortable with saying it on a stream. Hold on.
If you bring up Freddy Got Fingered, I'm going to be upset.
Oh, I watched that movie.
I posted it in the side chat, Raucus.
That's a movie?
Yeah.
What kind of movie is that?
I need to look this shit up. Jesus, fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, Keep your composure, Brockus.
So that's-
it's fine. You gotta look this information
Is this
up.
like a recent movie or what?
No, it's an older movie.
Really? Okay, now I gotta look this up. How do you even find this stuff?
Oh my god, it is an actual movie. It has an IMDb channel. It's and I have to say the name. Gay Niggers from Outer Space. Holy fuck. This is a movie that came out in 1992. It is clearly a straight to VHS movie. And yeah, they do not lie when they tell you what the title is and you look at the cover of the movie, you pretty much know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
I like how Vara just knew when the movie we were talking about just before you even said anything, Brockus.
I think that's because Vara and you have probably talked about that at great length, and hearing your reactions to not wanting to say it, he's probably just like, I bet you it was this one.
We had, I think, one discussion about it forever ago, maybe.
So you
no,
watched it then?
You don't forget those kinds of discussions, Leaf.
I haven't actually watched it. I heard the name of the movie. I was like, I'm not really interested. It sounds funny, but no.
Really? Now I have to watch it. Like, I want to know.
I mean, that was when I was a kid, though. You have to understand. I heard the words. I was like, oh, that sounds horrible. And then I ran away because, now that I'm older, I would probably try to watch this for the sole purpose of figuring out what the fuck the movie is going to be like. I know it's a parody.
I mean, it got like a 6 out of 10 on the reviews, so it can't be that bad, right?
Just giving it a legit look, like, oh, I guess it's a good movie.
I mean, like, come on, we gotta give it a chance.
This is a movie that I have to at least allow certain people to know exists. And when I say allow, I don't mean like, they're not going to know unless I say that they can and shit. So my choice of words is very fucking poor. But this is a movie that I have to now tell people exists. Like, did you know that this movie exists? And it's going to be great. It's going to be...
Are you just going to like casually bring it up in a conversation?
Yes! I'm going to be talking about something completely different. I'm going to go hang out with a friend of mine or something at a bar. And we're just going to be, talking about whatever. Like, so how you been? Oh, I've been... Hey, did you know that there's this movie called Gay Niggers from Outer Space? And, like, everyone in the bar is going to slowly turn their head. And I will have my phone already opened up to the IMDb channel. And everyone will immediately go, damn, he for sure was right.
I don't know why it's a movie, but it is.
That is a movie.
I thought you would have known about it, Brockus.
No, there are a lot of movies that exist out there that I am not aware of.
Because I thought for sure you would have at least known about this one.
Oh, I'm glad I do now. Because now it's kind of like finding the Holy Grail, except the Grail is just gay black people.
So apparently Vara has watched it. It's black guy aliens that go around freeing men from women.
Freeing men from women?
Oh, goodness. I have to send this to gay friends of mine now. I bet you wish you had this superpower, huh?
Alrighty. I guess we should do a rabbit room, Brockus, with me, you, and Nicolette. We should all watch it together.
Oh no, I don't think we would be able to do that unless it's in.
You can. Rabbit lets you watch whatever you want together in one room. You can have like I think 15 people in a room watching the same thing at the same time.
For some reason, I thought you also wanted to like do some sort of like live stream or something.
No, God, no. That wouldn't. No, that would get taken down so fast. No, we should just watch it privately together and see how it is. I mean, if someone else wants to join the rabbit room, yeah, feel free. We could have like a Snatchcast movie night.
Sounds good to me.
See, we already got Nicolette to agree. Raucous,
I'm
you in?
down. I'm definitely
Okay,
down. That is the title of a movie you cannot pass up. Like if somebody says, "Hey, do you want to watch a movie?" If that's not one of the first words out of your mouth, like "Let's watch gay niggers from outer space," then I don't know what you're doing with your life. You're clearly living your life wrong. That's like finding out somebody has never seen The Room and just getting the biggest fucking smile in your face and be like, "I am gonna ruin cinema for you."
I've never seen that movie.
I've never seen that either. What is that?
I'm gonna ruin cinema for you. I'm so happy now. You have to watch The Room. It's the worst movie that's ever been made, but it's also the greatest movie that's ever been made.
How?
Ned and I seem to be out of the loop. What is it about Brachus?
Okay, so back in the early 2000s, there was this kind of rich, super rich fucking French guy who wrote and starred in and directed and, yes, produced this very shitty fucking movie called The Room. It is a cast of nobodies who are now only known because The Room built up a cult classic. It built up a cult following and is now considered a cult classic. It is shown just like Rocky Horror Picture Show on special nights in various different kind of like, snobbish fucking theaters and stuff like that. But basically, it is considered one of the worst movies in cinema history. But it is called the Schindler's List of bad movies. It is so fucking bad.
All the memes?
Yes, it's the one with all the memes. That you bitch throwing the fucking TV out the window. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Oh, hi, Mark. All of that shit is from The Room, and it's great and it's wonderful. And you're gonna watch it. And you're gonna hate me and love me at the same time for introducing you to this trash heap.
Is it just as bad as the Leprechaun movies?
I would say it's worse than Leprechaun movies
based
off of the acting, story, plot.
Oh, Nicolette, you lucky person. You have never seen the Leprechaun movies. It was, I don't fucking know what year.
It was early 90s.
It was definitely before I was born. Anyways, it's supposed to be a horror movie, but it can't. It's not scary. It's more funny. And it's this little killer leprechaun going around, apparently trying to get with this chick. And the thing is, if she sneezes 3 times, apparently he's gonna marry the female lead. It's really weird and still not as bad as the movie Rubber, which is about a car tire that kills people.
What?
I've seen Rubber. The movie literally makes no sense. There's no reason behind it, and the director kind of tells you that. The director also gives you a lot of symbolism in the movie. It was
so boring. I couldn't get past the first few minutes. I wanted to die. I know he somehow blew people's heads off, despite only being a car tire. Felt weird.
Yeah, somehow this car tire developed sentient thought and telekinetic abilities and shit like that. Like, there's no explanation for it whatsoever. It's just a tire suddenly gets up and starts rolling on its own. It does not make sense. It's not meant to make sense. It is a fucking stupid, artsy-fartsy, pointless-ass movie. I was forced to watch it when me and my friends a few years back decided to start doing, like, movie reviews on YouTube and shit like that. And we did this thing where we would have to guess what would happen in the movie. I guessed wrong. So because I lost, I had to take a shot of ghost pepper hot sauce. I got a chunk of ghost pepper stuck in my throat and puked.
Ghost peppers are no joke.
Yeah.
I almost died eating one before.
Apparently, Schmeckle has the ability to eat fucking Carolina Reaper pepper hot sauce without having anything negative happen to him, aside from blowing his intestines out of his asshole.
Kind of impressive. Usually people throw up from that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he has an iron stomach. Not so much on the fucking intestines, but he has an iron stomach. Once it gets to his intestines, he regrets life.
Poor Schmeckle. Anyways, we should be starting to wrap up soon, Rackus. Getting to that.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's getting to the 2-hour mark, and I know Nicolette is kind of on a to the schedule, right? You have to go do other stuff.
Yeah, I got to do women stuff. I got to cook lunch for tomorrow. I got to cook breakfast for tomorrow.
Oh,
women stuff.
you had the opportunity to also go with the racial card and say like you had to do like half Asian stuff, and then that would have just and not explained anything, like not explain what it is, and everybody in the fucking chat would have been like, I don't know what's half Asian stuff. What is that specifically?
See, I rarely have to prepare meals for the next day, the day before, unless it's a really big thing. I usually do it the day of. It's just easier that way.
I would just never wake up in time to do that.
Well, I wake up on time. I don't like reheated food very much. I think it tastes. It doesn't taste as good as when you first make it. So.
I just can't like who can wake up at like 5 a.m. and be okay? Like I almost died this morning. I had to wake up at 6.
I did that. I woke up at 5 a.m. to start cooking dinner. Let me explain before people ask. Okay, listen. I was making my own soup, and by soup I mean making my own broth and everything.
Oh, okay. So you had to do like the bones and everything, right?
When you're making your own broth, the minimum amount of time you could leave that shit simmering for to make it actually taste like a broth is 6 fucking hours. That's the minimum time.
That makes sense then.
Yeah, so I woke up at 5 a.m. once to make dinner, or to start making dinner, and it was ready by like much later than when I normally have dinner.
That's the only, I guess, thing that makes sense if you're doing it that far ahead of time, but the day of,
Yeah. I could have started it the day before, but I was like so tired. I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I started it, and I regret life. And I'm like, I'm never doing this again anytime soon. I'll probably do it at one point when I have the better ingredients for it. I did have potatoes and carrots and all that, and it actually tasted pretty good. But it's so much fucking work, and not everybody in my family even likes soup, and I just wanted to do it just to say that I did it.
It's your woman duty,
Yes.
You have to at least a couple times make food for everyone, right?
It's funny because it's kind of racist. I don't know how, but I'm just making.
I guess you could make an argument for that, right? Gender roles are more prominent in Asian culture, I guess.
It definitely is, and people get mad about it. It's just like, but who cares? Better this way.
Yeah.
Still funny.
I like cooking. So.
I do too. I also like
eating food.
I like to make little tiny cakes. I want that to be my thing. Just, I don't have little tiny cake pans, so when I made my first little tiny cake, I used a cookie cutters as the cake pan, and it actually worked.
I am incapable of understanding any of this stuff, or even being able to relate to it because I was born with a penis.
But the little cake I made was so cute. You remember the little cake, didn't I show you it, Nicolette? I'm pretty sure I showed you the little tiny cake.
I'm not actually. I don't think I saw the cakes, but I saw all the little meals or like the meals that you've made over the past couple months. Like sometimes you post pictures of the meals and they all look good. So
because people tried calling me Opal, and I'm just like, look, I'm not Opal. I can actually fucking cook. I'm sorry, Opal. That was mean.
Who's Opal?
She's another mousy-voiced young lady who is on the interwebs, and she's, I would say, a little more popular than Leaf. But she has a really bad habit of attempting to cook and failing 90% of the time.
He poisoned her family members.
Not all the time.
Poisoned.
She undercooked food once.
Oh, see that's a crime. You can't do that.
If that's the kind of thing that just gets you banned from the kitchen.
Yeah, either that or like burning, like if you're trying to make spaghetti and then you burn the noodles, that would get you banned from the kitchen too.
She has apparently almost set her house on fire from cooking, so maybe not necessarily making spaghetti, but Still, would not be welcome in my kitchen. Also, cooked a steak in the microwave once. That's also.
Oh god,
Yeah.
really? That's
She did.
terrible.
She confessed
Oh my
to it,
God.
and it made me very fucking mad because I was just like, "How fucking dare you do that to steak? Why would
What a
you?"
waste of a good cut of meat.
From what I've been told, it looks gray. But I
did.
don't know how.
Yeah. Oh, because instead of actually cooking the fucking food like you're supposed to, when you microwave it, it just somehow makes you realize this was a mistake. I never should have did this.
I sent you a picture of the little tiny cake, by the way, Nicolette.
Okay, I'll go see it.
That was before I iced it, obviously.
All right, well, do the outro because we got like 3 minutes.
Okay, we had Nicolette here today. We have Brockus still with us. Schmeckle died, but he was here earlier for a little tiny bit. And obviously myself. And that was... what the fuck was the topic again? Oh yeah, we talked about... Well, we were supposed to be talking about the social justice kind of poisoned comedy, but it kind of went off topic. Like every cunt stream, it goes off topic.
That's why it's called the cut stream. You think we have structure or a format here? Ha ha! Never!
I keep forgetting the name has been changed. But get the fuck out, cunts. Press the button, Brockus.